The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 282,982. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,773. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,513, with total confirmed deaths at 72. We expect the Torrance numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, October 12th. The Los Angeles Lakers claimed victory last night after a decade-long wait. The Lakers defeated the Miami Heat 106-93 in Game 6 of the finals. The league's bubble, put together after a nearly 4.5-month pause that started mid-March due to the pandemic, is now over, and the Lakers are now safely back at home. LeBron James was awarded the finals MVP for the fourth time in his career, becoming the first player in NBA history to win the award with 3 different teams. This is the 17th championship for the Lakers franchise, with the most recent trophy won with the late Kobe Bryant in 2010. Mayor of LA shared this photo of City Hall lit up in gold and purple in celebration. Now, despite the winning news, crowds were seen near Staples Center despite city leaders urging residents to avoid gatherings. The California Highway Patrol closed freeway exit ramps into downtown LA. The LAPD arrested more than 65 people following the game after more than 60 failed to disperse, and officers went into tactical alert, declaring an unlawful assembly. Many local businesses in downtown area were also vandalized and damaged. An announcement has not been made on an official city celebration, if any, is going to happen due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Well, another Los Angeles team is hoping to win a National League Championship Series as well. The LA Dodgers will go up against the Atlanta Braves in Arlington, Texas tonight in Game 1. Now, since traditional games are not allowed yet and the 56,000 seating stadium will remain empty, the Dodgers will host a drive-in viewing party in 2 of their parking lots just outside the stadium, with the audio broadcasting on FM radio. Now, the same COVID-19 safety restrictions are in place that are used as guidelines for drive-in movie theaters in Los Angeles County. Concessions will not be sold, and fans are encouraged to bring their own food and drinks. Alcohol is strictly prohibited. Tonight's game begins at 5:08 p.m. Parking gates will open 1 hour prior to the start of the game. Admission is $75 per car, and they must be purchased in advance. You can go to dodgers.com/drive-in. The Senate Judiciary Committee kicked off confirmation hearings today for President Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Amy Coney Barrett. In opening remarks by Senator Lindsey Graham, the chairman of the committee, he clarified that COVID-19 safety measures are in place at the Capitol to ensure this hearing can take place. 10-minute rounds of opening statements were heard today from various members, as well as a panel introducing Judge Barrett, as she also gave her opening statement. The confirmation hearings this week are expected to be contentious due to the timing of the nomination so close to the November 3rd election and political rift between Republicans and Democrats. Now, if confirmed, the 48-year-old judge would fill late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Supreme Court seat and lock in a 6-3 conservative majority. The court's 9 justices serve lifetime appointments, and their rulings can shape public policy from gun control to voting rights and much more. Now, what happens after the hearing this week? Well, any committee member can actually require additional time before the formal vote. After the Senate, the upper chamber of the U.S. Congress will vote to confirm or reject Judge Barrett's nomination. Today marks Indigenous Peoples Day, or formerly Columbus Day. 14 states and more than 130 cities across the country are celebrating and honoring Native American history, as well as creating cultural awareness and recognition. Italian American heritage is also said to be celebrated on this day. South Dakota was the first state to recognize the day in 1989, and the cities of Berkeley and Santa Cruz in California followed shortly after. California observes Native American Day in September. The highly anticipated two-day online shopping day with e-commerce giant Amazon kicks off tomorrow. Now, in order to take advantage of sales during Amazon Prime Day 2020, you must be a Prime member. Expected sale items include Fire tablets, TV streaming sticks, Echo smart speakers, and Kindles. Deals are rumored to include products from Apple, Dyson, Roomba, and Instant Pot, along with TVs, games, kitchen appliances, and home security systems. Prime members also get up to 40% off on Amazon house clothing brands like Amazon Essentials, Good Threads, and Daily Ritual. And if you plan to purchase gift cards of $40 or higher, Prime members will get a $10 promotional credit to use on future purchases. The sale kicks off at midnight. The California Department of Public Health released new COVID-19 guidelines for small gatherings. Now, outdoor private gatherings that last more than 2 hours or less are allowed as long as attendees are from no more than 3 separate households. Still, the department is warning the public that there is a risk of transmission of COVID-19 when more people gather from different households. The CDPH hopes by offering guidelines, the public will be more informed on how to minimize the risk, such as gathering only outside and keeping events small and short. The guidelines also reiterate what's been the mantra since the start of the pandemic, which is to wash your hands often for at least 20 seconds, physically distance at least 6 feet apart with strangers outside of your household, wear a mask when out in public places, and people should stay home if they are not feeling well. As of the most recent numbers, California has a total of 850,028 positive cases of COVID-19 with 16,572 deaths attributed to the virus. A new study was released that says the virus that causes COVID-19 can live on surfaces for up to 28 days. Now, that's much longer than the flu virus. Researchers from Australia's National Science Agency released a report highlighting the continued need for cleaning and hand washing to combat the virus. The report found that in a controlled environment, the virus remained infectious for longer than other studies have found. The SARS-CoV-2 virus can remain active on smooth surfaces such as banknotes and glass found on mobile phone screens. This is in comparison to influenza A, which is said to survive on surfaces for 17 days. Researchers say it's a reminder of the importance of sanitizing, wiping down surfaces that may be in contact with the virus, and washing hands often. The study also found that the virus survived longer at cooler temperatures and longer on smoother surfaces than on complex surfaces like cotton. The study was published in the Virology Journal. Torrance police are warning the public about an increase in auto theft recently and are asking residents to be aware and stay vigilant. As a reminder, you should always lock your vehicle, including windows, trunk, and sunroof. Park in a safe, well-lit area or well-attended parking lot. Do not leave valuables inside your car. Keep track of your keys, as one of the easiest ways for someone to steal your car is to steal your keys. And use anti-theft devices and deterrents like an alarm, ring camera, motor lights, or a club steering wheel lock. Torrance police recently set up surveillance and arrested 2 suspects attempting to cut a catalytic converter from a vehicle. Detectives were able to link these suspects to numerous thefts in Torrance and throughout the South Bay. Police said the suspects stole from victims' cars while they were parked in shopping centers and crowded areas during the daytime hours. To report suspicious activity or to contact the non-emergency hotline, call 310-328-3456. Police say if you see something, say something. Well, with 22 days until the November 3rd election, voters now have one more safe option to cast their ballot. The city's official vote-by-mail drop box was installed a week ago, just adjacent to the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library at 3301 Torrance Boulevard. California election officials say they've received reports that unofficial ballot boxes were placed in several counties and said these are set up illegally. The official drop box in Torrance was approved by the City Council and has been provided as a service for voters who do not want to vote in person due to the current pandemic. The Los Angeles Registrar Recorder's Office will pick up the ballots in time for the November 3rd election. As millions of Californians remain out of work and face the end of their 26 weeks of unemployment coverage, the state's Employment Development Department says there is good news. Several extensions are still available to help. The EDD is offering clarification to help people understand the extensions they can tap into and whether they need to file a new claim or not. For those who've received the end of their regular unemployment insurance, the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, or PEUC, offers 13 weeks of benefits for people who have used all 26 weeks of their regular unemployment insurance benefits. The EDD says they will automatically file a PEUC claim for them and will send a text message to those eligible. PEUC benefits are set to expire at the end of the year. Now there's still more. After the 26 weeks of regular unemployment benefits plus 13 weeks of PEUC, there is yet another benefits program available called the Federal State Extended Durations, or Fed-Ed Extension. This covers another 20 weeks of benefits for eligible candidates. Now, just like with the PEUC, the EDD will automatically file a Fed-Ed extension, and those who meet the eligibility requirements will get a text message from the EDD. To learn more about any of these programs, go to edd.ca.gov. Southern Californians should brace for another heat wave this week. The National Weather Service sent out a heat advisory for Los Angeles County to begin Wednesday through the end of this week, with daytime temperatures expected to reach into the high 90s and some areas into triple digits. Now, to avoid heat-related illnesses, people should stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water and fluids, stay in air-conditioned rooms, stay out of the sun, and be sure to check on relatives and neighbors who are at risk, are sick, or live alone. Avoid strenuous workouts, wearing face coverings, and, of course, never leave young children and pets alone unattended in vehicles under any circumstances. City officials will continue to monitor temperatures, and said staff will be on standby should there be a need to open a cooling center in Torrance. As the state prepares for the annual Great California Shakeout, which occurs on the third Thursday of every October, residents are reminded that despite the ongoing pandemic, everyone should be prepared in the event of an earthquake. This year's event takes place on Thursday, October 15th, and whether you're at home or at work, everyone should practice how to drop, cover, and hold on. COVID-19 health and safety guidelines should also be followed, and an emergency plan should be discussed with members of your household and staff. Be sure to protect your home by securing heavy objects like bookcases and televisions, as well as objects hanging on the wall. You may also want to consider getting an earthquake insurance policy, as standard homeowners insurance does not cover earthquake damage. And be sure to put together an emergency supply kit with enough water to last you and your family for at least 3 days, non-perishable foods for everyone in your household, including your pets, a flashlight, radio and cell phone charger, a first aid kit, prescription meds and medical supplies, sanitation supplies like towelettes, paper products and plastic bags, batteries, clothes and blankets, a whistle, cash, and a fire extinguisher. To learn more, you can go to ready.gov. The Torrance Transit resumed its regularly scheduled service on Sunday, with bus service continuing to remain free. As a reminder, riders must still adhere to COVID-19 safety guidelines. All passengers must wear face coverings when boarding the bus. They must all board from the rear door only, with exceptions made to those with wheelchairs or other medical equipment needs, who can then board from the front door. To see their schedules and maps, go to transit.torranceca.gov. As park playgrounds are now open, visitors are urged to follow the Centers for Disease Control guidelines for a safe visit. When visiting park playgrounds in Torrance, children and adults must wear face coverings. Social distancing must be maintained at all times. Children must be supervised, and food and drinks are not permitted while playing on the playground. If you're feeling ill, stay home and take precaution to avoid getting others sick and avoid crowding. Be sure to share the space. Limit your visit to just 30 minutes when others are waiting. Be sure to wash your hands before and after your visit, and wipe down the areas behind you before sharing the space with others. Torrance has more than 30 parks throughout the city, with playground equipment at a majority of the sites. Well, before we go at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. This weekend marked the 40th anniversary of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And in celebration, they hosted a virtual event on Saturday called Walk Like Mad. The organization hoped to bring families across California together to remember loved ones, inspire change, and commit to eliminating drunk driving. Hundreds logged on to show support of this great cause. What a great way to remember those affected, inspire others to keep going, and committing to keeping our future free of drunk driving related accidents. Now, if you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We would love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest updates. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.